As we age, our bodies can utilize less food more efficiently. Therefore, the older we get, the less we should eat. Overweight or obesity acts as a greater risk factor as we age. Obesity not only increases the risk of coronary artery disease, diabetes, and various degenerative diseases, but also causes premature death. Dr. Shelton warns that overeating not only burdens the body, but also contaminates it with toxic substances. When we overeat, all bodily functions work excessively and eventually fail to function properly. In the absence of other stimuli, the normal pulse rate of a light eater is about 60 beats per minute. The average pulse rate of 72, which we commonly know as normal, is merely the average for people who are excessively stimulated and overeat. Light eaters have high-quality muscles and better strength and endurance. Furthermore, they think quickly and accurately, have better memories, live longer, and are free from the pain and suffering caused by overeating. Conversely, overeaters suffer from many disorders, such as thirst and swelling, and they often rely continuously on medicine to alleviate these symptoms. H. Carrington emphasizes in his book Vitality, Fasting, and Nutrition that overeating is not only a major cause of all diseases, but also destroys and shortens life. He states that eating more than the body requires is harmful, regardless of what is eaten, and one should eat only the small amount the body needs. Excessive calorie intake increases toxic substances in the body, leading to inefficient use of energy. Toxic waste hinders internal circulation, impairs normal functions, and causes blood pressure to rise to facilitate circulation. The more you eat, the more energy you waste on excretion. If you eat more than you can use efficiently, a huge amount of internal energy is consumed unnecessarily in processing and expelling the excess. Overeating is not simply a matter of gluttony. It has complex emotional, psychological, and physiological causes. People often overeat when they feel extremely exhausted, unhappy, or bored. They also overeat due to mental and emotional reasons, trying to compensate for negative emotions such as frustration, defeat, and a sense of loss through eating. Food sometimes has the effect of temporarily alleviating anxiety and depression by lowering energy levels going to the brain. People overeat to satisfy emotional demands, such as a craving that is never satisfied. Overeating can also occur because the stomach has stretched due to long-term overeating habits. Some overeat because they do not chew their food well and thus feel fullness late. There are also cases where people overeat because of psychological dissatisfaction, feeling that they haven't eaten enough. Overeating can eventually lead to food addiction. Just like being addicted to sugar, salt, seasonings, coffee, tea, chocolate, alcohol, tobacco, or drugs, food addiction interferes with the efficient functioning of the pancreas and is associated with both hypoglycemia, low blood sugar, and diabetes, high blood sugar. Dr. William Phillpott warns that addiction is dangerous because it inhibits the action of the pancreas. Dr. Mehl McDowell says that an uncontrollable craving for food is a typical sign of an addict, and states that one can temporarily escape addiction by completely avoiding addictive foods like sugar or white flour for a few days. The first step in breaking food addiction is to completely stop eating the foods that cause the addiction. Beyond this, one must train themselves to have a conditioned reflex response to the point of feeling disgusted even by the thought of bad food. Once the addiction is under control, overeating caused by psychological reasons can also be easily restrained. Simply switching to healthy foods instead of junk food can minimize additional emotional problems caused by junk food. To resolve the fundamental emotional problems of overeating, including obesity, one must think more positively about themselves and understand that they are worthy of receiving love and affection. Many people consider themselves inadequate or inferior and believe they do not deserve optimal health. However, one must not forget that health and well-being are the birthrights of every human being. A vegan diet can have a positive impact on resolving overeating issues and the resulting health deterioration in several ways. A vegan diet generally centers on fiber-rich whole grains, vegetables, and fruits. Fiber slows down digestion and maintains fullness for a long time, naturally helping to reduce food intake. This is very effective in reducing habitual overeating. A healthy vegan diet naturally reduces the intake of processed foods that are easy to cause food addiction, such as refined sugar, refined grains, and artificial seasonings. This contributes to breaking the cycle of food addiction by reducing the burden on the pancreas and stabilizing blood sugar. A vegan diet improves gut health, which has a positive effect on the balance of neurotransmitters, such as serotonin. Furthermore, choosing a healthy and ethical diet can increase inner peace and self-esteem, reducing the tendency to fill emotional voids with food. Many studies have proven that a vegan diet is effective in lowering the risk of chronic diseases related to overeating, such as obesity, diabetes, heart disease, and some cancers. Weight management is directly linked to improving overeating habits, which leads to overall health promotion.